This Memorial Day, we have a great debt of gratitude to the veterans that died to provide us the freedoms and the constitutional rights that we have in America. And one of the things we're most grateful for is the ability to own our land. Very few nations in the world have the right to have private property in the form of land holdings. Owning land and being able to grow your own food is a huge freedom, and we value it so much. And I'm going to explain, going into the next portion of this audio, about our lineage coming from Ireland. I wanted to talk about our family going into this Memorial Day. I come from an Irish family that truly loved the fact that we could own land in the United States. My great-grandfather emigrated from Ireland. Most of the family stayed behind. Unfortunately, my great-grandmother starved to death. My great-grandfather died in poor health due to poor nutrition. And one of the first jobs that was recorded by my great-grandfather was he immigrated through Halifax, Nova Scotia, and ended up in Oswego, New York, as a farm superintendent. We were very quick as a family to buy land. In the feudal system that existed in Ireland, the British landholders owned all the land, and there was food being grown on those lands, but it was being shipped out of the area. The own serfs in the feudal system, the people that actually worked the land, had their own little plots. They were potato plots pretty much, but when the potato blight hit, they starved to death. That was their only food source. And I've been free of a generational curse of hating the British. My father would get angry, and he was a World War II vet, and he couldn't get over the hate towards the British that we had because of that whole situation that took place in Ireland. Fortunately, God freed me of that, and I actually have the privilege now of walking with Jesus, walking in forgiveness of the sins of the past. Our land, and I say our land, my sister and I still have a family farm that we have, is a situation in the Bible that talks about stewardship. And if we are to go and take dominion over the earth, we have a responsibility to be a good steward. And so we've always practiced the very best conservation practices that we knew how to do. When we did farm for crops, we actually allowed 1/3 of our land to stay fallow, and we did such conservation practices as terracing. We used border rows and things like that just to control erosion. Now our farm is all in CRP, and that's a conservation reserve program. And it really is good for our particular farm because of the fact that we are in one of the areas that would be very prone to a Dust Bowl type situation. So as we see the farm in the video here, we actually have 2 ponds. We're in the national waterfowl fly areas, and we maintain those ponds for that purpose. We have all the native prairie grasses, and we're very much aware of the responsibility we have to be good stewards. As I get into the other part of the videos going forward, with our property here in Missouri, I try to still practice good conservation practices. And if I don't have to use a herbicide, I'll use alternate means. If there's a way to control grubs with spores, I will, rather than harsh chemicals. Sometimes there is weed treatment that just has to be done, but as a point, we care about conservation. And in the next few videos, we're going to mention how we prepared for my sister's visit. When you come to one of our properties, you will see conservation to the best of my ability being practiced. We really believe that the best plants are native plants. Perennials are better than annuals. And we care about a balanced habitat for all the fauna and flora that's there. so that we have everything from caterpillars, butterflies, pollinators, and we try to plan for all that. Eventually, we're going to take a trip out to our friend's farm that is a model conservation site, and that will be in a following video.